All right, let's see how sharp you really are. Today, we're entering one of the most important and most misunderstood stages of building a digital product. Beta testing. It's where real users meet a product before the rest of the world does. But is beta testing really just about finding bugs? Should every beta tester receive the same version? And if your beta testers love your product, does that mean the market will too? 10 questions. No hints. No second chances. I'll give you the statement. You decide, fact or fiction, think fast, trust your instincts, and keep score, because some of the most believable statements in this challenge are completely wrong. Ready? Let's test your knowledge. Question 1. Here's your first statement. Beta testing normally involves allowing selected real users to try a product before its full public release. The answer is fact. Beta testing generally takes place when a product has reached a sufficiently mature stage to be used by people outside the core development team, but before or during a controlled wider release. That distinction matters. Earlier testing may be dominated by developers, quality assurance teams, internal stakeholders, and alpha testers. Beta testing introduces something different. Real-world usage. Users may approach features differently from the way developers expected. They may misunderstand navigation. They may use unexpected combinations of features. They may encounter environments, devices, or workflows the development team never anticipated. That is one of beta testing's greatest strengths. It begins moving the product from, does this work in our testing environment, to does this work for actual users? 1 point. Let's make it harder. Question 2. Next statement. The main purpose of beta testing is simply to find software bugs that developers missed. The answer is fiction. Finding defects is certainly an important part of beta testing, but reducing beta testing to bug hunting misses much of its value. A strong beta program can reveal problems involving usability, navigation, performance, compatibility, onboarding, feature usefulness, confusing terminology, user expectations, workflow design, reliability, and overall product satisfaction. A feature can technically work perfectly and still fail with users. Imagine a button that performs exactly the action developers intended. No crashes, no errors, no technical defect. But almost nobody can figure out where the button is. Technically, the feature works. From the user's perspective, the experience is broken. Beta testing helps uncover both kinds of problems. Question 3. Let's continue. The larger your beta testing group is, the better and more reliable your beta test will automatically become. The answer is fiction. This sounds logical. If 100 testers are useful, surely 10,000 must be better. Not necessarily. The quality and relevance of the testers can matter just as much as the number participating. Suppose you're developing specialist software for compliance professionals. You could recruit thousands of random testers, but if most have no understanding of compliance workflows, their feedback may tell you relatively little about whether the product solves the intended professional problem. A smaller group containing the right users could produce far more valuable insights. The objective isn't simply get as many people as possible. It is get enough of the right people to expose meaningful problems and patterns. The composition of your beta group matters. Question 4. Pay attention to this one. Beta testers sometimes discover useful ways of using a product that its creators never originally intended. The answer is fact. One fascinating part of releasing software to real users is discovering that they don't always behave according to your product plan. Users can combine features in unexpected ways. They can develop shortcuts. They can adapt tools to workflows the designers never considered. And sometimes those unexpected behaviors reveal entirely new opportunities. This is why observing how beta testers use a product can be just as valuable as asking whether they liked it. A beta program shouldn't only ask, what went wrong? It can also ask, what did users discover that we didn't? Unexpected usage can influence product roadmaps, feature improvements, and even positioning. Sometimes your users help show you what your product could become. Question 5. We're halfway there. If most beta testers report that they like the product can safely be considered ready for a full public launch. The answer is fiction. Positive feedback is encouraging, but "I like it" is not the same thing as "this product is ready." Launch readiness may depend on many other factors. Are critical defects resolved? Is performance acceptable? Can the infrastructure handle significantly more users? Are important workflows reliable? Are security and privacy requirements addressed? Is customer support prepared? Are analytics and monitoring working? Can users successfully complete the actions the product was designed around? There is another potential problem. Beta testers may not perfectly represent the eventual market. They may be more enthusiastic, more technically capable, or more forgiving than ordinary users. A successful beta is evidence. It is not a guarantee. Question 6. Let's raise the difficulty. For beta testing to be scientifically useful, every beta tester must receive exactly the same product experience. The answer is fiction. Different beta groups can intentionally receive different experiences. Teams may release features gradually. Some users may test a new workflow. Others may remain on an existing version. Different cohorts may test different onboarding experiences, interfaces, or functionality. Controlled comparisons can help teams understand which approach performs better. But there is an important catch. The testing must be structured. If everyone receives random experiences and nobody records who received what, interpreting the results becomes difficult. Variation isn't necessarily the problem. Uncontrolled variation is. A good testing strategy knows what is changing, who is seeing it, and what the team is trying to learn. Question 7. This one catches people off guard. Beta tester feedback can be completely genuine and still lead a development team toward the wrong product decision. The answer is fact. Feedback is valuable, but feedback needs interpretation. Imagine 5 highly vocal testers demanding a particular feature. The team could conclude, users obviously want this. But perhaps those 5 testers represent only a tiny specialist segment. Meanwhile, hundreds of other testers never requested the feature and rarely encounter the problem it would solve. That doesn't mean the 5 testers are wrong. Their feedback may be completely genuine. The question is whether it represents the needs of the wider target audience. This is why good product teams don't rely exclusively on individual comments. They look for patterns across qualitative feedback, behavioral data, usage patterns, support issues, user segments, and product objectives. Listen to users, but also understand which users you're listening to. Question 8. Stay focused. A beta tester who submits no complaints can still reveal serious problems with a product. The answer is fact. This is one of the most important lessons in product testing. Silence does not automatically mean satisfaction. Imagine someone signs up for your beta. They start onboarding, they reach step 3, they become confused, and then they leave. No bug report, no angry message, no support request, nothing. If the team looks only at submitted feedback, this user appears to have reported 0 problems. Behavioral data tells a completely different story. Metrics such as onboarding completion, feature adoption, abandonment, task completion, session activity, error rates, and retention can reveal friction users never explicitly describe. Sometimes what users do tells you more than what they say. Question 9. Almost there. Beta testing can reveal problems with infrastructure and performance even when every individual feature works correctly on its own. The answer is fact. A product can pass individual feature tests and still struggle under realistic conditions. Why? Because production systems are interconnected. More users can mean more. Database activity, API requests, file transfers, notifications, background processes, authentication requests, and simultaneous transactions. A feature that responds instantly with 10 internal testers might behave very differently when hundreds or thousands of people begin interacting with the system. Beta testing can therefore expose issues involving latency, scalability, resource usage, integrations, and system reliability. The lesson? Testing a feature isn't always the same as testing the system surrounding the feature. And now, the final question. Question 10. This is the final question, and it's the one that surprises most people. A beta test with almost no negative feedback can sometimes be more concerning than a beta test that produces a long list of problems. The answer is fact. At first, this sounds backwards. Surely fewer complaints mean a better product. Sometimes. But imagine you launch a beta and almost nobody reports anything. There are at least two possible explanations. Explanation 1. Your product is exceptionally good. But there are others. Perhaps testers aren't actively using it. Perhaps they don't know how to submit feedback. Perhaps the beta group isn't representative. Perhaps the test scenarios aren't challenging enough. Perhaps users encounter friction and simply leave instead of reporting it. Or perhaps your testing process isn't measuring the right things. Now compare that with an active beta where engaged users discover dozens of issues. That list may look terrible, but those problems are being discovered before wider exposure. That is exactly what a beta program is supposed to help accomplish. A productive beta isn't necessarily one that proves your product is perfect. It is one that helps you learn what needs to change while you still have the opportunity to change it. That is the bigger lesson behind beta testing. Don't use beta testing to prove you're ready. Use beta testing to discover whether you're ready. All right, how did you do? Drop your score in the comments. And be honest, 10 out of 10? You understand beta testing better than most. 8 or 9? Very impressive. 5 to 7? You know the basics, but beta testing had a few surprises waiting for you. Below 5? That's exactly why we do these challenges. Because the biggest mistakes in technology often come from assumptions that sound completely reasonable. At MP Nerds, we explore the ideas, strategies, technology, and processes behind building smarter digital products and businesses. Hit like, subscribe, and come back for the next MP Nerds Fact or Fiction Challenge, because knowing more is how you stay ahead.